look at the stories making headlines in Kenya, and with a look at the headlines, making stories making headlines in Kenya and around the world. One is very just, I guess, worrying, something that we probably suspected, but to get an investigation that points to the same is a bit chilling. Now, an investigation done by The Nation has revealed how the police use mobile phones to track and capture suspects. In Kenya, you require, of course, a court order to get anyone's call data records and their location. But it seems that this information is being given freely to authorities in Kenya to capture people who are considered suspects, or even just people who are dissidents. Yeah.
And of course, we've been looking at incidences. Most recently, we saw activist Bonnie Face Mwangi, who was talking about as soon as he opened his phone is when he was tracked, and they actually were spotted by 6 officers who invaded his home. As we look at that, the practice raises concerns about privacy and potential misuse of technology, and mobile phone data can be used to track a person's movements, as Mariam has said, and of course activity. So police may use this data with a warrant or court order, but most recently, not even most recently, it's common practice in Kenya to actually see the police track you without giving you documentation, or rather even looking for you in the right way. So there is a risk of profiling and discrimination based on mobile phone data.
That's true. This investigation by the Nation revealed a small company in Britain known as Neural Technologies that is embedded in Safaricom's internal systems and data management systems, and it allows Kenya Security Services virtually unrestricted access to Kenyans' call data. When Neural Technologies were reached out to for comment, they did not respond.
Yes.
The Kenya National Police Service spokesman Rizila Onyango also did not respond to detailed queries about this, and Safaricom said that they take the right to privacy very seriously, and they have always taken the responsibility to protect customer data seriously.
Yeah, and of course, safeguarding all data as Safaricom says, is their obligation and the law, and they can only release call data to verified law enforcement authorities while required via a court order. But of course, that has not been happening in this country. The public needs to be aware of the risk of using mobile phones. Sometimes it's just proper to switch it off. And our parents always say this thing, especially after we took demos and stuff like that. In as much as you might be doing it constitutionally, you might end up in trouble simply because your phone was on, and they would track you would track your movement throughout the day.
That's very true. While the investigation indicated that all Kenyan telecoms routinely hand over those call data records to the police, all specific cases that are investigated by the Nation involve Safaricom's mobile phone numbers. Despite the denial from Safaricom, the investigations revealed that Kenya's largest telco subscriber and the most profitable company in Kenya routinely gives evidence for criminal investigations and locating missing persons. An example is the disappearance of a Trevor Ndigwa and the subsequent court proceedings in Diana Ndidi Mutia and Trevor Ndigwa versus the ODPP and Safaricom. Trevor had been previously charged with terrorism-related offenses, and he was released on bond in July 2020, but he disappeared on September 4th, 2021. Now, exhibits given by Safaricom actually bore inconsistencies, 2 separate sets of data with inconsistencies, and the same was also true for another disappearance of Samuel Dong Luk and Idri Agre, who are South Sudanese nationals who disappeared, lived in Nairobi. They were dissidents of the South Sudanese government. They disappeared, and then Safaricom gave data that was also apparently inconsistent.
And of course, the government needs to take steps to protect the privacy of individuals, which is actually your right, and the use of mobile phone data should be subject to judicial oversight, in that they are not just using that kind of private information to track your movement. And of course, some people have been missing. The disappearances are real, the extrajudicial killings are real, and in most cases it has been reported that personal data through the phone has actually been used.